Alright guys, let's look at document E now. This is the last document. So, in this document it says, to spare thy charm. So it says Macbeth learns that Lady Macbeth has died. And she dies because she commits suicide. Some movies have her jumping off of a cliff. I think it's the Orson Welles version. Some of them have her stab herself, but either way, we know that she commits suicide. Like the guilt and the grief becomes too much for her and she commits suicide. Meanwhile, Malcolm and the English army are camouflaging themselves with branches from Birnam Wood as they advance on Dunsinane to defeat Macbeth. So this is one of the apparitions. The wood is moving. The woods are moving. So Macbeth says she should have died hereafter. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day. Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. And then a messenger enters. So basically what Macbeth, and I think your modern translation that you read, says she was going to die anyway. So he's like, whatever, she was going to die anyway, and he just kind of like moves on. It doesn't really even bother him at this point. And the messenger says, as I did stand my watch upon the hill, I looked toward Birnam, and anon, methought the wood began to move. Again, the messenger says, I see that Birnam Wood is moving. And that was one of the apparitions. Macbeth says, blow wind, come rack, at least we'll die with harness, meaning with the armor on his back. All right, then the note goes on to say that Macduff, after learning that Macbeth has killed his entire family, seeks revenge. As, you know, his family was killed and slaughtered, he is angry and he wants Macbeth to pay, so it's kind of on now. So Macbeth comes and he says, turn, hellhound, turn. And Macbeth says, but get thee back, my soul is too much charged with blood of thine already. And they fight. So he's pretty much says he's already got too much blood on his hands. And he says, I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one of woman born. And Macduff says, to spare thy charm, Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped. Again, that's the C-section, the untimely ripped part. Macbeth says, though Birnam Wood be come to Dunsinane, and thou oppose, being of no woman born, yet I will try the last. Lay on, Macduff. And then they exit, and they are fighting. So, moving on to the answers. It goes through, and it says that, number 1, what happens to Lady Macbeth? Pretty much she was tormented by guilt, and she dies. At the end, she pretty much killed herself. It tells you that more at the end. Number 2, Macbeth's speech in 5.5 is famous. Is the speech of a man who is in control. Is he in control? You could use this in that paragraph that you write. Does he have control? Pretty much it says the speech is quite fatalistic and does not seem like the words of a man who's feeling in control. Like maybe too much has happened now and he's starting to get, you know, crazy. So evidence may include the petty pace of daily existence and the images of life as a brief candle, a walking shadow, or a tale told by an idiot, signifying nothing. Number 3, what news does the messenger deliver? How does Macbeth respond? The messenger says Birnam Wood's moving towards Dunsinane, and Macbeth responds by vowing to fight to the death. 4, why is Macduff seeking revenge against Macbeth? Because his whole family was killed by Macbeth. 5, is Macduff technically a woman born? Again, we talked about that. No, he was C-section. All right, now looking at number 6, the important questions. So documents D and E together, looking at documents D and E together, which are very important for the writing of the DBQ. What evidence is there that the Weir sisters are in control of Macbeth's downfall? So again, the paragraph where you're writing about the Weir sisters having control, this is where it comes from. It says in document D, the Weir sisters deliver 3 prophecies, and in document E, they all come true. Macbeth clearly has reason to beware Macduff because of Macduff killing him. Someone who is not of woman born is the one who harms Macbeth, and Macbeth is vanquished when Birnam Wood moves to Dunsinane. When the Weir sisters say something will happen, it does happen, giving them at least the appearance of control. Then number 7, you're writing the paragraph about Macbeth being in control of his own destiny. Here's the answer for that one that you could put in your DBQ. Always remembering to cite the document. So you would be citing these together. It says Macbeth misinterprets the last two prophecies to mean that he is invincible. He thinks he can act with immunity and do whatever he wants. Macbeth therefore takes it upon himself to have Macduff's entire family killed because he doesn't think anything's going to happen to him, no consequences, because he's just so great now. It goes far beyond the apparition's warning to beware Macduff and actually causes Macduff to seek revenge, and that's the whole reason why Macduff came to kill Macbeth. So Macbeth attempts to keep his power, lead to his own demise. So again, the questions toward the end, like these questions in the beginning, 1 through 5, kind of work you through thinking about the text. But then the last two questions are the questions that really makes you look at the documents and how you can use the documents to cite information inside of your DBQ essay. So whenever you get to these and ever see a DBQ again, you always want to look at those last two questions because it's kind of guiding you on how you will write your body paragraphs. So you know that number 6 is information about the Weird Sisters, and then you know that document D and E is also, you can use the for information about Macbeth. And this was the last document, so you would have to go back, and we're fixing to talk about bucketing and how to write your essay. But this is document E, and I will talk to y'all again in a second.